Hey, my friend, Erin Chase here from $5 Dinners, and this is my Erin Chase Show, where we do cooking tutorials and try to help make life in the kitchen a little bit easier for you. And today we are doing Instant Pot holiday side dishes. And the reason that we're doing this is because we need to free up space on the stovetop and in the oven, and we can do that with these two recipes using the Instant Pot. So stick around. I'm actually going to make these start to finish, explain how to do both mashed potatoes, also a great side dish. No boiling required. You're not going to steam up and heat up your kitchen with this one. And then also a homemade cranberry sauce with some hints of orange. Really delicious. Really love this cranberry sauce. I had a little bit for lunch today, actually, so I did these earlier on Amazon Live, and so now I'm here doing them, and so I had a taste for lunch, and it is so good. So we are just going to jump right in to, which one should we make first? I don't think it really matters. Let's just see whichever one that shows up. My pups are eating. Cranberry sauce, that's what we're making first. How about that? All right, Instant Pot cranberry sauce. You can do cranberry sauce just like this on the stovetop, but the nice thing about the Instant Pot, it doesn't require any babysitting. You don't have to do any stirring. The cranberries will pop on their own inside the Instant Pot while it's cooking. And then, of course, as it cools, it thickens up. So we're just going to jump right into the cranberry sauce. I have two Instant Pots, and so I'm going to use the smaller one, the 6-quart one, for this. So let me bring it over. Okay, freshly rinsed from this morning. I gotta plug it in too, so let me make sure it's on the camera view here. I might have to flip-flop. Oh, there we go. All right, so homemade cranberry sauce. You can see the recipe right there. Isn't that handy? Jot it down wherever you are, or grab a screenshot and then you can write it down later. So the first thing that's going in is cranberries, just fresh cranberries. They are going right into the Instant Pot. I do like to do just a quick toss to make sure there aren't any little stray pieces that need to come out. That batch looks good. The next thing we need to do is add half a cup of sugar, which I actually already measured out. So half a cup of sugar, and then we need a cup of liquid. And the liquid for this one is going to be half a cup of orange juice and half a cup of warm water. And it could be regular, it could be room temperature water. Warm water or hot water helps bring the temperature up a little faster inside of the Instant Pot. So again, we need that 1 cup of liquid for the Instant Pot to run, basically to read and work itself there. All right, the next thing that we need is a 1/4 cup of orange marmalade. This beautiful orange peels in there. I'm just measuring this. Got my measuring cups. We're just gonna scoop all that right in there. And then we're gonna add the cinnamon and mix it all together. So really simple, just adding things in. Adding things into the Instant Pot, we're gonna let it take care of the cooking. And that's, again, one of the reasons I like this is you don't have to really do any stirring. It's going to cook to the right consistency. The cranberries are going to pop. That sauce is gonna form and thicken up a little bit. And then as it cools, it'll almost do the, where it creates almost like that jellied, like you when you think of the canned version, that jellying will happen as it cools down all the way to room temperature, or even you could put it in the fridge so it gets totally cold. All right, so then we have cinnamon, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and that's it. Those are the 6 plus a pinch of salt, the 6 ingredients that we're adding. We're just gonna give this a little stir, mostly to incorporate the sugar, cinnamon, and orange marmalade. So all that is gonna do that. It smells like Christmas morning right here. Smells like Thanksgiving. Just smells like Thanksgiving. All right, next we need to put the lid on, and not doing that backwards. We're gonna set this to sealing, which is this way. And for the cranberry sauce, we are going to cook this on high pressure for 8 minutes and then let it naturally release. And the reason we're gonna let it naturally release is because I want this, hang tight, I'm gonna twist this so you can see me do this. If you've never used your Instant Pot, now you're gonna know. I'm not sure that the cord is gonna allow this to happen. Oh, close enough. Okay, so I'm gonna do manual, and then I'm gonna drop this time, adjust it down to 8 minutes, okay? So that'll click on in just a second. I got my lid on, I'm set to sealing. So we're gonna let this naturally release because we want the time for this to cool down. So I want the natural release, take the lid off, and then I'll remove the insert and set that aside and let this cool down for, I would say 20 to 30 minutes, unless you're doing it the day before and you're going to, you know, make the, you know, you could do this the day before, put it in the fridge so it chills and cools down all the way. But you want to make sure when you're planning and when you're timing out, like I know when you're doing Thanksgiving morning, especially if you're hosting and doing a lot of the cooking, it's hard to kind of figure out how to slot things, when to start this, when to start that, so that it's all kind of ready when it needs to be. So for this one, you want to make sure to have enough time for it to cool down, because it will thicken up and get that consistency that you think of with cranberry sauce. It does need a little bit of time to cool down. So make sure that you plan for that. So super quick recap: 12-ounce bag of fresh cranberries, half a cup of sugar, half a cup of OJ, half a cup of warm water or regular water, lukewarm water, a quarter cup of orange marmalade, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a little pinch of salt. All that goes into the Instant Pot, stirred up together. Cook that on high pressure manual mode for 8 minutes, let it naturally release, and then cool down. So that's Instant Pot cranberry sauce. Jonna, it's delicious. I said earlier I had some for lunch. So let's move on to the mashed potatoes, shall we? So I'm just gonna shift this Instant Pot over here, and then I'm going to move the other one here. For this one, I'm gonna use my larger 8-quart. The reason being is that the potatoes are bulkier. And here's what we're using. 5-pound bag of gold potatoes. Let me switch the recipe here for you so you can see what we have happening. All right, so put it over here. You see that okay? Hit me up with some hearts if you can see that. All right, let's shift a roux here. There we go. So this is just a bag of 5-pound potatoes, gold potatoes. The reason I like to use gold potatoes is because you don't have to do any peeling. Like, hit me up with some hearts if you want a no peel mashed potato, because that's what this is. The gold potatoes have such a thin skin that you don't need to peel these before putting them into the Instant Pot. You're gonna be like, why have I never cooked these this way? So you do need to rinse these, and if they need a little scrub, if you have a little potato brush, go ahead and give them a little scrub. But I'm gonna just rinse these real quickly, and then we're gonna halve them. So get out your cutting board and your knife. We're gonna halve these guys so you can see what's happening here on the side. So these don't look super laden, dirty, literally dirty. So I'm just gonna rinse off and make sure I don't miss any spots. And then I'm gonna pat them dry, and then just run my knife one way through, and then add them all to the Instant Pot. These are so easy, my friends. Stop boiling water on the stovetop. Just stop, stop, stop. This is like the best, the best. This is how I do mashed potatoes now, just for like, if we're having like meatloaf or something and I want these on the side, this is how I do it. Forget boiling water, forget it. Forget it, forget it, forget it. No peeling, only have to have them. No steaming up your kitchen, if you will. Okay, so super, super easy and fantastic way to do mashed potatoes. You're not gonna do them the same ever again. I did not fold this the right way. Well, you guys, okay. So, I'm gonna just shift the roux. I'm trying to keep the recipe there so you can screenshot that. You can also see what I'm up to. I'm trying to keep this all on the same screen. So we're just gonna have, just like this, just right in half, okay? Right into the Instant Pot, just like that. If you wanna use a steam rack, you can. but it is okay for the potatoes to sit in the water. So again, gold potatoes, because they have a super thin skin that will just get mixed in as everything gets mashed. If you wanted to peel the skin off after they've cooked, it is easy to do that, but they do have to cool down. But this is such a thin skin that it's really not going to matter. Okay. Oh, we lost one. Man down. I gotta save him. Hang on. This is why you never know when you're cooking live what's going to happen. All right, let me rinse him off. We lost one, a little guy. He wants to go into the Instant Pot party, so we got to let him go in there. All right, so just like I shared earlier with the cranberry sauce, you do need a cup of liquid. I do not like cooking milk in the Instant Pot. That could be an option here, but I don't like to do that because the temperature can get a little too high and cause the milk to break. So I'm just going to do warm water. Again, 1 cup of liquid, so we're going to do 1 cup of water with the potatoes, and that is all. We're going to turn it on, and then once it's done with its cooking cycle is when we can mix in all of the goodies that you see there. Okay, so same story as the last time, except this is not close enough for me to plug in, so I'm just going to show you and explain it. So lid on. It's backwards here. Okay, set it to, rewind. Off we go. We're gonna straight up fall off the counter here. Okay, so we're gonna set this to sealing, and then we're gonna do manual high pressure for 12 minutes, okay? So the time for the Instant Pot cranberry sauce is 8 minutes. The time for the mashed potatoes is 12 minutes. After it's done cooking, you can then quick release it, and you will end up with this. These are cooked potatoes from this morning. I have not mashed them. I was waiting for these to finish this afternoon. I'm going to mash them all together. And then once they are, you can just use your potato masher when they're still warm, and then mix in the butter, milk, sour cream, cream cheese, blue cheese, whatever, caramelized onions, whatever you add to your potatoes, you can add them at this point. So that's really how easy mashed potatoes are. If you're not making Instant Pot mashed potatoes on the regular, this is how you do it. It's really so simple. Again, no peeling involved because we're using the gold potatoes. If you used some small bit, like not baby, well, I guess you could do, well, I wouldn't do baby reds. I would just do some red potatoes, the smaller red potatoes, but not the baby ones. The red potatoes also have a really thin skin, so those would work well too here, just like the gold potatoes. So that's how you do Instant Pot mashed potatoes, Instant Pot cranberry sauce. 2 really easy and great ideas for you for when it comes to your holiday side dishes. Both of these recipes are linked here on the video, and you can find them on the $5 Dinners blog. They are available for you there. We have a lot of other Thanksgiving and holiday type resources that are available to you on the blog as well. So you can start getting ideas and deciding, okay, I am going to do Instant Pot mashed potatoes this year just because Erin showed me and they're so easy. And then explore some of the other things that we have for you on the $5 Dinners website. So that's my quick Instant Pot holiday side dish cooking tutorial for cranberry sauce and mashed potatoes. Thanks for being with me this afternoon. I will see you on Thursday morning. We are making a quiche Thursday morning on the Dinner Made Easy show. So I'll be live Thursday morning for that this week. And then next week we have some more holiday fun planned for you. On Tuesday, we're going to be making fudge pecan pie. Oh my goodness. I want to make one right now. I don't think I can wait. Okay, we're going to have to wait. I'll see you Thursday. I'll see you next Tuesday, my friend. Thanks for joining me, and look forward to seeing you soon.